and come onto your back as usual. And then, once you are on your back, just let your legs come out long in front of you. And then go ahead and take your arms out nice and wide. Spread out. Take up some space on your mat. Let your eyes fall heavy. Rock your head side to side a couple times. Loosen through the back of your neck. And then bring your head back to stillness. Start to check in with your body and notice how it's feeling today, or maybe how you've just been feeling overall this past week. And take a moment to notice what brought you to class today. What did you feel you needed from this next 60 minutes? There's no wrong answer here, but just be aware of whatever it was that brought you to this space. And as you continue to check in, you can begin to lengthen your inhales and exhales. And if you'd like, maybe take your palms and rest them on your belly and start to notice your belly rising and falling, the sensation of it with every breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up through your belly, through your chest, through your throat. And open mouth, exhale. Breathe in again. And let it out. Very slowly, begin to bend your knees and keep your feet wide on your mat so you can plant them kind of towards the outer edges of your mat. And then start to windshield wiper your knees side to side. Letting your legs be heavy. Perfect. Bring your legs back to center. And now butterfly your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Your feet can be as close or as far away from your body as you'd like. But allow your knees to be nice and heavy. Just relax them towards the mat. If this feels too intense for the beginning of class, you can always grab your blocks and wedge them underneath your thighs for a little bit of support here for your hips. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Again, breathe in. This time as you exhale, take your arms down by your side and gently press your palms to the mat. Start to squeeze the soles of your feet together. And then at the same time, start to press the pinky toe edges of your feet down into the mat. Now keep your knees as wide as you can. As you inhale and lift your hips away from the mat, squeezing your glutes. And then as you exhale, very slowly roll your spine back down to the mat. We'll do this a couple more times. So again, inhale, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes, press the knees out wide. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, release. Inhale, take your hands now to the outsides of your thighs, and as you exhale, close your knees together. Hug them in towards your chest, but after you give them a gentle squeeze, release your palms to your kneecaps. Hold on to them, and then keeping your legs nice and heavy, start to circle your knees in the same direction, massaging out your lower back. And then go the other way. Perfect. Bring your knees back to center. Stack them right over your hips. And now, bring your ankles up in line with your knees. Take your arms out wide into a T shape and press your palms into the carpet. Tuck your tailbone just a little so you seal your entire spine to the mat. Now take a breath in here. As you exhale, take your knees over to the right side of you. Get them as close as you can to the ground without actually touching. So find a little hovering point a couple inches away from the ground. Try to keep both shoulder blades connected with the mat. And just pause in the twist. Now without swinging, use your core strength and inhale, drag your knees back over your hips nice and slow. And exhale, take them over to the left now. Again, as close as you can to the ground without actually touching. Inhale, drag your knees back over your hips. Now we're gonna do this one more time, but notice if your feet started to drop towards your booty, bring them back up in line with the knees. Inhale here. Exhale, take the knees over to the right and then pausing your hover. Inhale, drag your knees back over your hips. And exhale, take them over to the left and hover. Inhale, bring your knees all the way back up to center. Take your hands behind your thighs and rock up to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Place your hands on your lap. And take a few head and neck circles in each direction. Bring your head back up to stillness. And then take just the fingertips on your right hand and place them right by your lower back. So we're not really pushing into this hand, but just kind of connecting it with the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Gaze up at your hand. Take a few wrist circles. Inhale, open up the chest, lift the gaze just a little bit higher. Exhale, seated twist to the right, left hand to the outside of your right thigh. Now use your right fingertips to soften into your right elbow and bring your shoulder further away from your ear. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Stay for an inhale. And then as you exhale, twist a little more if you can. Release and switch it out. So now left fingertips right by the lower back. Inhale, reach the right arm high, gaze up, find your wrist circles. One more breath here. Open up the chest a little further and then exhale, seated twist to the left now. Notice if you're starting to lean weight onto your left hand. Find some lightness. Inhale, stay. Exhale, twist. Release. Face the top of your mat again and just move onto your hands and knees however you want to get there for tabletop pose. And make sure there's some space in front of you, so maybe scooch a little bit more towards the back of your mat. Stack your shoulders right over your wrists, your hips right over your knees. Point your toes straight back and then spread your fingers out nice and wide. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, lift your gaze, and really flare your rib cage towards the mat. Exhale, cat pose, push and round through the upper back. Notice if your shoulders came behind the wrists as you did that. Shift more weight into the front halves of the hands. Inhale, cow pose. Again, arch the back, lift the head. And exhale, cat. One more time through. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Now inhale back to your neutral spine. Extend your right leg out towards the right side of the room. Try to bring your ankle right in line with your hip and turn your toes forward. Shift a little weight back and forth just for a moment, either big movements or little movements. Stack the shoulders back over the wrists. Inhale, find a cow pose. Option to start to turn your toes up to face the ceiling. And then exhale, cat pose. Bring the whole arch edge of your foot back to the mat as you push and round. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale back to your neutral spine. We're gonna find thread the needle pose. So if you like, you can always come back to your right knee. Keeping the leg extended is just a more intense variation, but you're gonna take your left arm, thread it underneath the right arm, and then come to your left cheek. Option to reach your right arm forward. And then if it feels accessible, maybe your left hand can just come up and grab the outside of your right leg, your calf, your thigh. If not, no worries. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then as you exhale, just slowly unwind. Push yourself back into your tabletop pose. And then extend your left leg towards the left side of the room. Shift some weight back and forth. Continue to breathe. And then bring the shoulders back over the wrists. Inhale, cow pose. Drop your belly, lift your gaze, maybe turn your toes up to face the ceiling. Exhale, cat pose, push and round. Again, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale back to neutral spine. Maybe bring your left knee beside your right for your thread the needle variation, or keep your leg extended, but thread the right arm under the left this time. Come to your right cheek. Maybe reach the left arm forward. Take one more breath wherever you are. And then as you exhale, unwind. Come back to your tabletop pose. Then bring your knees nice and wide. Bring your big toes together. Shift your hips back towards your heels and find your child's pose, stretching your arms out in front of you. Bring your forehead to something. Settle here for a moment. Maybe rock your forehead side to side. Take a nice long breath here. Open mouth, exhale. Now on your next breath in, creep your fingers a little closer towards the top of your mat. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right. Place the left hand on top. Gaze slightly off to the right. And then if you would like to add on here, you can take your right hand to your lower back. Long breath in. And as you exhale, start to release and walk your hands back to center. Inhale to reset, realign the spine, and exhale, walk your hands over to the left now, placing the right hand on top. And then if you did on the opposite side, this time left hand can find your lower back. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, release, walk your hands back to center. Start to pull yourself back up into your tabletop pose. If you'd like, you can take some little wiggles or cat-cows. But then when you feel ready, tuck your toes and move into your first downward facing dog. And then start to find any little tweaks, wiggles, adjustments that just feel nice here for your ankles, calves, hamstrings. Spread your fingers wider on your mat. Find some stillness. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, kick your right leg high and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, take a big soft step between your hands. And then come down to the left knee and tuck your left toes. Take one hand to your right thigh and then the other to stack your shoulders over your hips. If you feel wobbly, maybe bring your front leg a little out wider to the side of your mat, maybe forward a bit more. And if your knee is hurting, one thing that does help also is if you come forward more onto the top part of your knee more rather than the middle of it, if that makes sense. When you're ready, inhale, low crescent pose, sweep your arms up overhead, grow nice and tall through your upper body. And then exhale, grab hold of your left wrist, take a little side stretch over to the right side of the room, keeping the chest squared to the front of your mat. Release, inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, open twist, left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. Now, if you notice your hips started to twist with you, you can also take your right hand to your lower back, nudge the right hip forward more, and then twist just from the middle of your core. Bring your knee back over your ankle. Yeah, if you lost your lunge a little. Now, option to stay here in your twist. Or if you'd like to go a little further, option to take your right hand and drop it to the back of your left thigh, hold on to it. And then option to inhale to a modified exalted warrior, reach your left arm high as you continue to twist to the right side of the room. Sink deeper into your lunge and then find a little lift through your chest. One more breath wherever you are. Exhale, start to cartwheel your hands down to the inside of your foot. Wiggle your right foot off to the side some more. And find whatever lizard pose variation feels good for you. For me, that's on blocks. If you lowered to your forearms, start to come back to your palms. Now it is helpful to have blocks for this, but if you don't, that's fine. Just do your best. If you do have blocks, you might like to come up to the highest setting of them and place your shoulders right over your wrists. Take a breath in as you lift up nice and tall through your chest. Exhale, modified half split. Straighten your right leg, flex your right toes, and shift your hips back in space without rounding through the spine too much. We're gonna flow this just a couple of times through. So adjust the blocks wherever that is going to be a smooth transition for you. That might be closer in or farther forward. But inhale, rebend the right knee, come forward, lift up through the chest. And then exhale, find your modified half split again, send the hips back, flex the right toes. One more time, inhale, bend your knees, send your hips forward. And then exhale, modified half split. We'll stay here just for a couple of breaths. Continue to draw your right toes back towards your face. Keep your hips squared to the front of your mat. And then soften your elbows back towards you. Lengthen your chest forward. Maybe give your hips a little wiggle side to side. Point and flex your foot a few times. And then the next time you flex your foot, take a breath in. Exhale, re-bend your knee, come forward. Place your blocks off to the side. And then just press into your palms to take your right knee back to meet your left. Give your hips a wiggle. Maybe find a couple cat-cows. And then find your downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Long breath out. Now inhale, reach your left leg high. Exhale, take a big step between your hands. Lower down to your right knee, untuck your right toes. This time, one hand to the left thigh and then the other. And then again, you can always wiggle your foot off to the side a bit more if that works better for you. But just try to keep your knee mostly over your ankle or at least close to it. Then inhale, low crescent pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, grab the right wrist. Take a side stretch over to the left. Inhale, low crescent pose. Bring it back up. Exhale, open twist, right arm forward, left arm back, or left hand to the lower back. Now again, you're welcome to stay here if this already feels like a lot for you. Or you can drop your left hand to the back of your right thigh, hold on to it. Inhale, modified exalted warrior, reach the right arm high. Keep sinking your hips forward and down. Find a little lift through the chest as you twist. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the inside of your foot. Wiggle your left foot off to the side. And just settle in whatever version of lizard pose you found on the opposite side. Start to come back to your palms if you lowered. Maybe place your blocks under your hands if you have them. If not, no worries. Lift up nice and tall through your chest. Inhale where you are. Exhale, modified half split. Straighten your left leg. Send your hips back in space. And again, place your hands or your blocks wherever this transition is going to be the most smooth for you. So inhale, re-bend your left knee, come forward. And then exhale, straighten. One more time. Inhale, bend your knee, come forward. And exhale, straighten, and we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Now, sometimes in a modified half split, because our leg is off to the side, your hips may want to turn to the right. Instead, pull the right hip forward, left hip back, so we're facing forward still. Point and flex your front foot. Take a breath in. Next time you flex your toes. Exhale, re-bend your knee, come forward, place your blocks off to the side. Now press into your palms. Take the left knee back to meet the right. When you're ready, find your downward facing dog again. Breathe in. And out. Take a big breath in as you look forward between your hands, and as you exhale, walk your step up to the top of your mat. For now, keep your feet nice and wide. Soften your knees, let your head hang. Grab opposite elbows, sway a little. Then bring your fingertips to the mat. Turn your toes out slightly, heels in, and then find your froggy squat or your malasana. So if your heels lift, either bring your feet wider, or if you have a block, sit on a block, maybe 2 blocks. Bring your hands to heart center. Lift your chest as much as you can. Inhale here. Exhale, take your right fingertips off to the side, keeping your arm on the inside of your leg. And then inhale, reach the left arm high. Gaze up at your hand, take a couple wrist circles. On your next exhale, take your left arm down and off to the side, again, keeping it pressed to the inside of your leg. Inhale, reach the right arm high, gaze up, wrist circles. On an exhale, bring your fingertips to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips, turn your toes forward, keep your feet wide, and just shift your hips side to side to release. When you're ready, just bend your knees enough to plant your palms flat. Walk your feet back, downward facing dog. Take a nice long breath in and let it go. Now, before we move on, go ahead and take your feet about as wide as your mat. And then walk your feet a few inches closer to your hands. Try to press your heels all the way down towards the mat. If they don't quite reach, that's fine. But take your left hand and grab for the outside of your right ankle, calf, or thigh, and then look under your right armpit. Let that go, switch it out. Right hand finds the outside of the left ankle, calf, or thigh. Perfect, release. Walk your dog back out. As you breathe in, shift forward into a high plank pose. So shoulders are right over the wrist, tailbone is tucked, core is strong. Option to drop to your knees, but we're gonna very slowly lower all the way down to our bellies. Untuck your toes once you're there. And then bring your palms right underneath your shoulders. Hug your elbows in towards your rib cage. And then really start to press into the tops of the feet so much that your knees actually come away from the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Peel your chest away from the mat, mostly using the strength of your lower back. So if you could, or if you wanted to, you could lift your hands and hold this position. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. Turn to one cheek. Take your arms alongside your torso. And just rest here for a moment. Now bring your chin back to center. And then first, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Now keeping them in line with your shoulders, take them just outside of the edges of your mat onto the carpet. Exactly. Then come onto your fingertips and flare your elbows out towards the side walls. Again, start to press into the tops of the feet. Inhale, lift into a little baby cobra, just using the strength of your lower back, again, to peel your chest away from the floor. Exhale, bring the right shoulder down, gaze off to the left. Keep your head hovered away from the mat. Now inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left shoulder down. One more time, inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale, center, and either stay here or if you'd like to go a little further, you can start to extend your arms a little more or a lot more. But keep your shoulders down and away from the ears. Stay nice and long through the back of the neck. And then keep squeezing your legs back. Inhale. Exhale, slowly roll all the way back down and turn to the opposite cheek. Take your arms back alongside your torso and then bend your knees and swish your feet. Take your feet back down, bring your chin to center, and now take your arms out wide into a T shape away from your body. Bend your left knee, and then gently roll over to your right side. Option to take your left hand to your lower back, or maybe grab your left ankle, find a gentle quad stretch. On an inhale, slowly release and come back to your stomach. Take the left arm back out to a T, and this time, bend your right knee and roll onto your left side. And just find whatever version you found on the opposite side, even it out. On an inhale, slowly roll back to your belly. And then you can keep your head exactly where it is, but just flip onto your back. Once you're on your back, hug your knees in and take a figure 4 stretch on the right. Cross the right ankle just above the left knee. And then interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. Flex your feet. Maybe rock. Come back to stillness. And then release, and we'll do the same thing on the left now. So left ankle crosses just above the right knee. Interlace your fingers behind the right thigh. Flex your feet. And rock. Come back to stillness, release, and plant the soles of your feet down on the mat. Press into your feet just to bump your hips slightly over to the right side of your mat. Then cross the right leg over the left leg. Inhale, bring your arms out wide. Exhale, let your knees fall to the left. Gaze to the right. On an inhale, bring your legs back to center, replant your feet. And now bump your hips a little over to the left. Cross the left leg over the right leg, and on an exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. Inhale, bring your knees back to center, recenter your hips. And then pull your knees in for happy baby pose. Reach through and catch either the pinky toe edges of your feet or the backs of your thighs. Bring your thighs wide. Relax your tailbone to the mat. You can rock if that feels good for you. And then release your legs or your thighs. Hug your knees back in. Wrap your arms around your shins and curl your nose towards your knees. Flex every muscle in your body one last time. Take a nice deep breath here. And then as you exhale, release and spread out on your mat. Come back to the same posture you were in when we started. Unless something else feels better for you. If you have something to place over your eyes, feel free to find it now. Allow your body to soften. And again, maybe take a moment to notice how you're feeling, what you're feeling, or what it was that brought you to class today. Remind yourself that right now you have nowhere else to be. This is your time, this is your space. For whatever you need. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill it through your belly, through your chest, through your throat. Then open mouth, exhale, let it go, and fully exhale all the air from your belly, from your lungs for 2 rounds of box breathing. So now we'll breathe in for the count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the bottom for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a giant deep breath in. Fill up as much as you possibly can. And at the top of your breath, pause. See if you can sip in just the teensiest bit more air. And then fully let it out. Shavasana. You've made it. Take a long breath in. Let it go. Start to slowly bring some awareness back to your body. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Rock your head side to side on your mat. When you're ready, take your arms overhead. Come into a full body stretch. And as you breathe in, arch your back, lift your rib cage towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, bend your knees, roll to one side in a fetal pose, using your arm as a pillow. And give yourself just a moment here to absorb or fully acknowledge your practice and notice all the differences you feel in your body compared to when you first stepped into the room. And then, with your eyes heavy or closed, press yourself to a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall on your mat. Bring your hands to heart center and bow your head down at your heart. Thank yourself for making it to class today, for allowing yourself this time just for you, nobody else. And thank your body for being strong enough to carry you through this practice. And then lift your head, bring your thumbs to third eye center, the space between your eyebrows. The light, the teacher, the student in me honors and loves the light, the student, the teacher, and each of you. Thank you so much.